All right, I want to start this off by saying you guys did a really great job on this role play. Very good from both participants. Both you guys, very well spoken. Came in very professionally. Didn't stutter over your words. I think there was one brain fart, and that's no issue. That's something that can happens to everybody. Happens to the best of us, and you shouldn't focus all on that. A lot of good points, and I want to start with the intro. Very, quick handshakes, exchanging names again, just to, familiarize himself with that, and that's something that I believe is a really good thing that you guys did. Started off with a lot of energy, came in swinging, and you didn't look back, and that's a good thing. You guys really came in there, set the tone, set a very good agenda. You weren't, flustered at all, didn't seem. You knew exactly what you were going to talk about. Each of you had your own content that you were going to both discuss, and you guys did really good at that. Moving out, like, throughout the slides of the PowerPoint, you guys weren't reading off of them too often, and that's a good thing. You guys weren't staring right at the screen, reading off of a PowerPoint, and, to a buyer, that is a great sign. That's a sign that who you're talking to, what you're talking about, and you really have an understanding of the product. So I really do commend you guys on that. Another thing was the actual information in the presentation. The PowerPoint was very, not minimalistic, but you could say it had just the right amount of content where it's not too much to fill the entire slide, and yeah, you got points here, points there, and too much to wrap your brain around. You guys made it very easy and concise, leaving it to just a few points per slide, and that's really well. I also really liked how you guys use different charts and graphs to show some information that, just hearing it from someone else spewing out information at you, you're not going to really understand it and comprehend it as well. You need kind of that visual aid to help, and especially with numbers, it shows a lot, especially with the survey information you guys were showing. Just getting back to it, I think you guys did a really good job with, speaking about what different roles are going to have to do, what kind of tasks these different roles, and from sales manager to true salesman, even going over the different marketing tactics, the survey, and the different little incentives for doing things like that. Those are all really good, and I do believe that you guys, knew exactly what you were going to say. There was definitely no sign of being underprepared, and you guys really did deliver. And so that's something that I think was really well. All the information that you provided was very relevant. And then I also want to get into your questions that you were asked. You guys handled them very well. There were, no major stuttering over different questions. You didn't, trip on a question and kind of, lose the sale. You didn't do anything over, out of the ordinary. And you did really well with answering them. You gave them exactly the answer they needed with what information you were able to provide. And you guys really answered all their questions, and I don't believe left them with anything else to worry about or be concerned for. There are a few areas I think of improvement. There was just a few subtle weaknesses, but nothing too major by any means that you have to erase everything and start all over. The main thing I saw was just from the female participant was just a few filler words, and it was really just the word like. That was thrown around a bit more than for my own liking, but I know I have my own, stutter words where I'll say a few times until I get it, and that's okay. Then that's just with repetition, and we're all still learning here. I think you guys bounced off of each other very well, and there were a lot of times where if someone may have forgotten, a quick piece of information, the other was able to step in real quick and help out, and I think that was a major thing. Some ways that we could improve here. One improvement I would say is when either one of the two wasn't talking, they almost seemed kind of disconnected, disengaged. They would just kind of stare, maybe nod a little bit, but it didn't seem like you guys were as attentive during times where you weren't speaking, and that's okay. That's no major fault. That's not gonna completely kill your sale, but it is something that in the future you may want to improve upon. And that's something that a lot of people tend to do when you're just listening. You're not thinking about what everyone else may be seeing, how you're acting, and you may not think, wow, they might not care, but some people do, and it's a point of emphasis. All in all, I believe you guys did a very good job. Very well spoken, very professional, great language and vocabulary. Just those few very small tweaks that I would make, and that's about it. And in all honesty, you guys may have done a better job than I would have, and that's saying a lot. Wow. I think you guys have a lot of potential, and I believe you guys worked very well with each other. And again, yin and yang here, bounced off each other quite a bit. It was very insightful. All in all, a really good role play, really good from both participants. No major gripes at all. Just a few small things that I think you guys can improve upon, and that's not saying much. So, thank you guys so much.